Which show has the best pilot episode? I think Futurama's pilot is pretty perfect. Charlie has cancer, then they regrouped and shot The Gang Gets Racist as the official pilot, which was also excellent. Archer, the thought of me dying gave you an erection. True detective, in my opinion. Pilot is not good. I usually don't bother watching the rest, but this one got me going from the start. At least for the first season anyway. Invincible. Older show, but ER's pilot was phenomenal. Arrested Development. Lost. Dead Like Me. Bob's Burgers. My crotch is itchy. Are you telling me that as my daughter or my grill cook? Cause it should be neither. The Good Place immediately comes to mind. The Walking Dead has one of the best pilots first seasons of all time, and 2 enters more and more drawn out and repetitive, but man, that show was amazing in the beginning. Battlestar Galactica, I was hooked after the pilot. The ending of the pilot was shocking and really set the tone for the rest of the amazing first series. Mad Men, the ending when you find out Don is married and lives in the suburbs is great. Chernobyl, the Chappelle Show's first episode had Clayton Bigsby, the black and blind Klansman. The Americans has a solid pilot. It's the best show you've never watched. Heroes, anyone. I scrolled a lot and I didn't see that. It was a long time ago since I watched it, but I remember it being pretty good. Supernatural, the ending of episode 1 was awesome. Ozark, closing theme for the whole series along with Let's Be Careful out there to begin every episode. Trailblazer for future ensemble cast, reality dramas like Friday Night Lights, The Office, etc. The Buzz, 6 Feet Under, Stranger Things, Twin Peaks, Derry Girls, Peep Show. Cheers together and informing you of their personalities while still having a compelling plot. All the main characters, their backgrounds, and the direction of the show all in about 20 minutes. Scrubs, edit Scrubs. Dexter, Modern Family has a good one. Justified, perfect introduction to Raylan Givens. Friday Night Lights, The Wire probably most memorable. The back and forth between McNulty and the suspect was brilliant. From Snot Boogie to We Had to It's a Free Country, just stellar writing. Robot had an amazing pilot episode. Westworld, thought slow down and pace yourselves, guys, but I was eating it all up throughout episode 1. Old philosophy of Westworld dealing with questions of bioethics, labor, technology, and narrative. I'd be excited to teach that one. Newsroom, that whole monologue that Jeff Daniels does is priceless. The Good Place has a good pilot. Religion and politics can both exist at the White House without being overtly biased towards one side. On IT Crowd, Black Mirror, they did not fuck about and had the Prime Minister fuck a pig in the first episode. They meant business. Malcolm in the Middle, The Sopranos, The Mandalorian immediately got my attention, also Cyberpunk Afterlife. Big fan of Prison Break's first episode. SpongeBob SquarePants, the music, the artwork, the comedy. Turbo Drive spatula to save Mr. Krabs and Squidward by machine gunning Krabby Patties out the kitchen. Firefly, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Psych, longer on the air, but the show Castle Nathan Fillion, Stanicatic had a really solid pilot episode. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Game of Thrones, Twin Peaks, or Star Trek pilot, the one that didn't sell the cage with Jeffrey Hunter as Christopher Pike. Bob's Burgers, Suits, Lost, Person of Interest, Orphan Black, Lost, The Shield. The last scene in the pilot episode made you realize that this series is different than other series. Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch. Homeland, that series had me hooked since the first episode. And just a note, that season 4 of Homeland is brilliant. Alias had a great pilot and inspired Aaron Ejrens. Fringe, This Is Us, I didn't see the twist coming at all. Star Trek Menagerie The Cage. Futurama, Lost. Breaking Bad, hands down. Breaking Bad, Eastbound and Down. Raised by Wolves was excellent. Eureka and Grimm had a good pilot episode that immediately hooked you into that universe. As to what it's gonna be, caught my interest right off the start, and it was something unique as well. The West Wing, Cheers. Red Dwarf, They're All Dead Day. Chuck. The Americans. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is also one of them. Californication. Derry Girls, it is absolute perfection from start to finish. push. South Park, it's still one of the funniest episodes of the whole series. Studio 60 and Newsroom, most Sorkin I guess, could throw in West Wing too. Heroes got me hooked right away. To the level of popularity many of the replies have, but I've always loved the pilot of White Collar. The Expanse added, I know that most think the first few episodes are slow going, but that first episode immediately hooked me with the cultures and environments it introduced. X-Files. T-show as long as you ignore the awful sound quality compared to later episodes in the first season. Deep Space Nine. Battlestar Galactica. Letterkenny sets the series up perfectly. Solved explained why the main character didn't have friends, and another key mystery for the season. Orphan Black, in just one episode so many things happen that is real value for time. Amazing series throughout as well, good fast-paced episodes. Well, the pilot's ending was shocking, and it set the tone for the rest of the incredible first season. Castle. I feel like How I Met Your Mother has an underrated pilot. It's funny, you get a good grasp of who everyone is, and it's refreshingly original. The show ended terribly, but the pilot is genuinely such a good episode. Moon Knight, Lost, X-Files. Eel for what the show will be from there, and it does a great job introducing its two main characters. The pilot of Bob's Burgers is my favorite episode of Bob's Burgers. Lost, TLOU. White Collar, easily the best. The Night of. Breaking Bad. Attack on Titan very first minute did an amazing job capturing my attention. Peaky Blinders, Game of Thrones. Breaking Bad, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel Outlander, Game of Thrones. Futurama. Star Trek Voyager.